What's up, Raniteer? Week 14 is over. That's our first round of playoffs. And we had two resounding winners. The Chip Kelly Slaves crushes Rams Rule. And Greg's splendid team absolutely annihilates the 2 Live Jew. So, that sets up our matchup for next week. The Raging Ray Rice will play Chip Kelly Slaves. And our number 1 team, Where's the Beef Brady, will play Greg's splendid team. This will determine the finals. Also, stay tuned, our consolation bracket for the grand prize of naming the last place team for next year. So I'll go through what transpired this week really quickly, and then I'll show you guys the matchups for the main bracket. I don't care about the consolation bracket as much. You guys can figure that out. So what's the story here? Russell Wilson's been red hot second half of the year. Got 32 points, threw like 5 touchdowns. Tyrod Taylor wasn't a bad play for the Rams. Really put up 19. The real disappointment here was Des Bryant, who hasn't done anything since he came back from his injury. 0.9 points. Lamar Miller went Monday night. I had already won by then, but he put up 20. But it was the Carolina D and Golden Tate who got it done for me. Golden Tate getting a bunch of touchdowns. As for the Rams rule, none of his guys really excelled. You know, T.Y. Hilton did okay, and David Johnson's looked good running the ball for Arizona, put up 12. But it wasn't enough to defeat Chip Kelly Slaves. And after going 6-1, Rams Rule's luck is finally caught back up to them. They came back down to earth this week. I had predicted a 2 Live Jew win, but I was wrong. And Greg's team, they did excellent. 118 points there to take the win. Now, what happened to 2 Live Jew? His team really fell apart here. Emmanuel Sanders got negative points. I'm not sure what happened. I didn't see that game. Rawls left early with an injury. He was looking good up until that point. Olsen also injured. And Amari Cooper did 0 points against Denver. You combine all that, you get 60 points. It's not enough. As for Greg Splendid, Aaron Rodgers, solid game right there. And Baldwin for Seattle, he's becoming a favorite target. 3 touchdowns, Russell Wilson. Doug Martin proves why he's a top 5 running back, as Greg pointed out to me, with 14 points. And the Arizona D continues to be very consistent. Our first matchup, Semifinals, Chip Kelly Slaves versus Raging Ray Rice. Russell Wilson's got a good matchup against Cleveland, and he's been red hot. Carson Palmer also has a good matchup, and they're at Philadelphia. Demaryius Thomas has been somewhat consistent. They'll see Pittsburgh this week. Larry Fitzgerald at Philadelphia, he should tear them up. Cooks versus Dallas, see if he can rebound after an off week. And Odell Beckham Jr., he's been unstoppable, but he's playing Carolina this week, who's probably the only team that might be able to stop him. West is splitting carries with Ware. I don't like the matchup that much. I wish I had other options. McFadden, he's got a bad matchup too. He's playing the Jets, and they've got a stellar run defense. Lamar Miller against San Diego. He's hurting, but he should do well against them. McCoy should run well against Washington. Delaney Walker, he's playing New England, but he's been consistent lately. Tammy, I don't know how you say it. He's playing Jacksonville. I'm not sure if Raging Ray will start him or not. Golden Tate, he's been good lately, and he's playing New Orleans, and they can't defend anyone. So I like that matchup. Watkins been looking good also, and they're playing Washington. And the Carolina D going against the Giants. And Seattle against Cleveland. There's going to be a lot of defensive points here. Overall, I'm giving the edge to Raging Ray Rice. Aside from McFadden, I think he's just got better players than me. The other semifinal matchup, Where's the Beef Brady versus Greg's splendid team. Tom Brady against Tennessee, yeah, he should destroy them. AJ Green against San Francisco. He's got a backup quarterback thrown to him, but he's playing San Francisco. Brandon Marshall against Dallas. He should tear them up. Adrian Peterson against Chicago. Now, here's a big problem. Blunt is out for the season. I'm not sure where the Beef Brady is going to get, and if they're going to really be able to put up a lot of points. He's got options in either New England's backup running backs, perhaps the backup for Seattle if he can get them off waivers. Amendola versus Tennessee. You know, he's going to be decent with Brady throwing to him. So I like his matchup, but overall I'm giving the edge to Greg's splendid team, and here's why. His players all have very good matchups. Aaron Rodgers against Oakland. Decker against Dallas. Baldwin against Cleveland. Ivory against Dallas. Doug Martin against St. Louis. Barnage against Seattle. That's probably one of the only bad matchups. And Jordan Matthews, I don't know if he's going to start him or not against Arizona. We'll see who has who Greg has on the bench, and Arizona against Philly. I'm giving it to Greg's team just based on matchups. So there you have it. And for anyone who cares, here's the consolation games of the week. And although Two Live Jew will play Rams Rule for 5th place, they are not considered part of the consolation bracket. So only one of these teams can get last place, and only one of these teams can name that team's name.